no, this is almost certainly a bad idea. Let's not die. No, no! Stay away from me! Oh, come, oh, shit! Oh, wait a minute. When this thing dies, does it become a bunch of baby spiders? Oh no! Oh, kill them all! Kill them all! Okay, we really needed to do that because we needed the flame string. But holy mackerel, why are we not wearing armor? Oh! Hey guys, welcome back to Agrarian Skies 2. I'm Brim, he's Grum, and this is episode 9. Now what are we going to do today? Well, you can see that our base has changed quite a bit since we were last together. And what is all of this mess? Well, I will show you in just a moment, but I want to show you what I've done while we were away from each other. Now I think the last time we saw this side, over there was the original little platform. I think the last time we saw this side, it was just a arm sticking out here. There was no pad. I've gone ahead and built the 27 by 27 pad over here. On the other side, I have torn down our little 3x3 smeltery that was here and moved it and increased its size pretty dramatically over to this side. Now I did put in one piece of seared glass. We're going to see that in just a minute. But I moved it over here, made it, I believe the inside's 5x5. We'll also talk about this in just a moment. I put these over here. We originally talked about the possibility of putting the redstone clock between two faucets and having it clicking both at the same time. So I put these here just in case we decide to go that route, although I had a recommendation as a potential replacement that is much cheaper than the seared bricks that is supposed to look very, very similar. We will check that out. I don't know that we'll get to that today. We are probably going to move the mob spawning room up here, but we are probably not going to do that tonight. We may move it over here. Now, I want to take a look at the map. So what you're going to see on the map is the 3 platforms plus the one in the middle. Now what we're shooting for is that there's going to be one more platform right here in the middle, and then one more out here and one more out here. So this will be 5 this way, and on the mini map it'll just look like a 5x5 square of platforms. Out here, the ones that are in this outside ring will all be at this level, and then you'll go up to the next level, and then all I guess it'll be 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. There'll be 8 of these platforms at this level, and then you'll go up one more time, and the head, the platform that's right in the middle will be up another 11 blocks, and we'll be sitting right here, and all the platforms will kind of come up to it. So I hope that helps you see the vision that's in my head. I know, pretty dark and scary place. Now, what is going on with all this mess? Yes, there are a lot of crafting stations over here. The answer to that is has everything to do with the question book. Oh, you know what? I need some bones for one of these, and we are just about completely out of bones. I tell you what, I'm going to run down and clear the mob spawner room a couple times, just get some bones, and then I'll be right back up here. Alright guys, I said I was going to run down here and clear the spawner room, and it turned out there were 2 chicken riders in this room. Now, I inadvertently killed the first one, trying to kill his rider, but the second one I managed to kill the rider without killing the chicken. Now, this is important. If we can safari net him, we can stick him in an MFR mob spawner, so I'm going to try to run upstairs real quick and build a safari net and get back before he despawns. Let's go, 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 go. Let's see, I believe we need a gas tier and 4 ender pearls to do that. Man, I hope he doesn't despawn. Gotta hurry, gotta hurry, gotta hurry. Where are the ender pearls? Ender pearls, 4 right there. Gas tier in here, gas tier in here. Run over there. Looks like on the mini-map up there, he's still there. Let's run, 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 run. Don't despawn, chicken. Don't despawn. I'm coming for you. Oh, did he just despawn and a skeleton's in there now? No, he's in there. Yes, come here. Yes, yes, victory, victory. Oh, now, back to seeing if we can get some bones. Okay, guys, I am back, and it's time to explain the massive mess of crafting stations. Well, we've been looking at, Grum and I have been looking at the, one unclaimed reward, I wonder what it is. Grum and I have been looking at the quest book, and I have said that there are some of these quests we were going to do that we were just going to get done for completion's sake. We had no real interest in using the items that were in there. We also had some stuff we needed to craft, just get it crafted. So, guess what? All of these things are stuff that we needed to craft that's ready to be crafted. So let's take a look here. The first item here is another machine frame. What do we got here? We've got a couple of sets of bricks. This is the redstone reception coil, which must mean that this was going to be a redstone furnace. I believe it's like this and like this. Boom, there is a redstone furnace. That will allow us to get away from having to use the original furnaces, the 2 slab furnaces we had over there. We can actually use electricity now instead of having to rely on coal. What have we got over here? Uh, Pyrethium dust. We have needed some of this, and I had already actually pulled one of these out. You saw a tank earlier sitting over there that had some liquid in it. That is actually, what is the blazing pyrethium? That was blazing pyrethium. I had pulled out one set before we did this. What's going in here? Blazing pyrethium? Yes. For speed upgrades, these are for the automatic sieve. The sieve cannot keep up with the pulverizer. At the end of the cycle, we end up with about half a stack of whatever's being pulverized over here. So this finishes about twice as fast. I'm hoping that 4 upgrades will help it keep up. They're a little expensive at this stage of the game, so I didn't make a whole bunch of them, but there's what we have. The smeltery glass, we looked at the seared glass. I'm anxious to take this. Let me grab, where is our pickaxe? Aesthetically, I thought I would make there's nothing in there right now. It's nice being able to see inside. I thought I'd pop out a couple more blocks and put in, where'd the smeltery glass, seared glass go? These also act as, they've got little measuring ticks on them, and I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to use them that way. If I want to know what's in there, I'm going to open it up and look, but I think the glass is a nice addition. Yeah, I think so. Allows me to see inside, which is always handy. Let's see what else we have. Was that the end of the first row? That was the end of the first row. Let's see what we've got here. Now, I've kind of got them broken up. Like, that was 4 in a row because we needed all 4 pieces to make that final recipe, so this is probably something similar. Leadstone flux duct. So, the last time, when we're going to go ahead and put these right straight in here and make, is that not the right, did I do this recipe wrong? Is it like this? Maybe it's 3 in bar? Let me just look it up. So the last time we were together, we were having to switch machines in and out because we did not have enough redstone to make flux duct. Flux duct. It is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, here, let's just do. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Why do I keep getting 1 stuck? And that right there to get these. There we go. Hardened flux duct. We did not have enough redstone to make flux duct. Well, we had passed a spot in the nether where there were, I think, 5 nether redstone that we could not mine before we upgraded our pickaxe. Well, I went back and got those. Those things pulverized down into 21 redstone apiece. So even with all the stuff we're getting ready to build over here, we've still got like a stack and a half of redstone. So we are setting fairly pretty on redstone for now. Yay! We're going to grab this ball of moss. It takes 9 mossy stone to make 1 ball of moss, and we've got some extra left over. That has come from the bucket that we saw sitting over here. Actually, I could probably harvest some more right now, but it's not necessary. Where were we? Right here? Nope, nope, nope. Over here. The trash can. The trash can is a quest we need to complete, so we're just going to grab it. I actually like the trash can in big mob farms. There will come a point where I've got all the items I want to get out of the mob farm, and I just want to start voiding stuff. Except for particular things. There's really only so many vanilla arrows that you need before you can just start avoiding them. The trash can makes that convenient. We also have a quest to make the super crafting frame, so there it is. We already did that one, right? So, row 3, what do we have here? These are the blank upgrades. And this is for the Steve's Workshop stuff, I believe. Yeah, Steve's Workshop. We're going to need 1 in here to craft the charger. We're going to need 1 in here to craft the production speed upgrade. We're going to need 1 in here to craft the auto crafter, and I believe I've already put the 1 in here to craft the solar charger. I needed to see, the recipe does not show vanilla glass being usable in this recipe, but I needed to see whether or not this would work, and sure enough it does. So that's all of that one. What do we have down here? We talked about the stone chopper, the stone miner, the stone blah blah blah, that we would make these for completion's sake, but we would never use them. Let's take a look at this one. This is the stone miner, and I believe the next one in the list is also another stone miner. And the reason is that in order to make the cobblestone generator, the cobble generator upgrade, you have to have a stone miner in the middle. So there it is. And then what do we have here? The stone planter. So those were the 3 stone machines they wanted us to build. This is the jungle sapling. So I was we were talking about the saplings that we couldn't find, jungle sapling, the acacia sapling, and the rubber tree sapling. So I couldn't figure out how to make rubber. It turns out that that comes from sieving dirt. If we look at dirt and look at its uses, we can see that over here where the sieve is, where's the sieve? Oh, there was the sieve. That we get rubber tree seeds and the jungle tree seeds are in here somewhere. Anyway, or maybe the jungle was from sand. Maybe the jungle was from sand. Because I did a bunch of both of those. Anyway, I just left these here so that we would know. Matter of fact, I've got the results of my last dirt in here, and we will see that we did finally get a couple of rubber trees, a sapling, or seeds, among some other things. So that's very important. That will finally allow us to start getting some rubber production up. I believe that was this one. So we're down to row 4. Nothing in row 4? Oh, we just did row 4. Row 5. The precious doll, which is kind of the basis for making some other dolls, but I don't think we can actually go up to the other dolls yet. And then Grum said, hey, did you know that you could turn bones into stock, which is a food? This is actually what I went to get the bones for, to put in here. The pot is nothing more than a fired clay pot that you smelt 2 ingots of aluminum brass over, and then it becomes this pot. And it's used in a bunch of the Pam's Harvest Craft. If we hit the uses on it, it's used in all these recipes that are, I mean, there's 46 pages of recipes here for making various meals. It's kind of the base crafting item for doing Pam's Harvest Craft stuff. We're going to pull... I don't actually need to eat, and that's a lot of bones. Tell you what, we can just run back and forth here real quick and see. It shows to only be like a... Yeah, like it's only going to give one bar of hunger. Let's take a look. 1 bar of hunger and very little saturation. So if it really does what it says it does, it's not even going to fill us up from here. It's not. And, oh, yeah, okay. So, yes, that is a food source, but no, we are not going to use it. That would burn up a lot of... Unless we were just absolutely desperate, I suppose then we could use it. So we'll put our bones back in here. Actually, we had some extra bones. And I think that's the last thing in all of this, right? Whew, okay, so let's take a look at our quest book now, because we should have a bunch of stuff completed. Actually, let's see how many quests. 6 with unclaimed rewards. So let's go take a look. And this says 7, so that's interesting. We've got 6 overall, but 7 in here. Oh no, 7 overall and 6 in here. So let's take a look at what we've got. We've got the trash can. That's 100%. We're going to get a void bag, which I believe works just like the trash can. In that if we just put something in there, do I have anything I'm willing to throw away? I can throw 1 smeltery block away. We don't get an option to do anything. It just goes away. I will never use that. Matter of fact, I don't even want that in my hand. I don't want to accidentally open it and inadvertently shift-click something in it, but that quest is now complete. The mossy repair, we finally did get our ball of moss, so looks like we're going to get another one as the reward. Super crafting frame, so this wants us to build some other frames. That's fine. We'll just hang on to the super crafting frame for now. The work table, we're actually going to build a work table. I really like the work table. It's a really, really nice machine. I haven't built it yet, but we needed to do the upgrades for it for the quest. I don't know why it doesn't actually have you build the work table, but there it is. We can claim that reward. Here is the stone lumberjack, and for some reason, for building the stone chopper, we're going to get, yes, food, cooked fish, I don't know, but there it is. Let's see what we've got up here. Here is the porcelain, or the precious doll that we need to make, and apparently for reward we're going to get another precious doll. Now these are used to craft some other things, including like the angry doll down here, but the angry doll, let's just take a look before we finish claiming our rewards. Doll. The angry doll requires a bunch of stuff that we've got, although it's a little expensive, except for nether wart. We have not gone to the nether and explored enough to actually find a nether fortress yet, so I don't have nether wart yet. Back in here, let's see, we have anything else? The auto miner. So this is the one that wanted the stone miner and the cobble gen upgrade. We've done that. We'll get these 2 rewards. Anything else flashing purple? I don't see anything else flashing purple here. It should still say we've got 1 somewhere else to complete. It's under here. What? Oh, the stone planter. There is the stone planter, and we're going to get a stone upgrade for it. And there that is. Whew. How about a whole bunch of quests completed all at once? Ta-da! Alright, Grum, you asked me to see how many I can complete in 1 throw. There it is. Guys, it is raining, obviously, and we've got a couple of builds we want to take a look at. We need to move some stuff up here, and I'll talk about why. I'm going to sleep, make the rain go away, clean up my inventory, because it's a mess right now, and then we'll be back in just a few minutes. Yeah, so that happened. Yep, sure did. Let's get rid of that. So remove. So Grum and I were over playing with the smeltery, and I was tossing in sand to make glass, clear glass. Just tossing sand in there, letting it melt, pouring it out. And he goes, "Hey, can you actually put molten glass in a bucket?" And I said, "Sure. All you have to do is put the bucket right in here and pour it out, and it'll pour right into the bucket." And sure enough, that worked like a champ. And he went, "Well, how do you get it back in there?" And I said, "I don't know. Let me see if I can click it back in." So I clicked that bucket of molten glass right here, and it ran right out and hit me in the feet. So I immediately picked the bucket of molten glass up and turned and ran for the water. And I made it. I was going to try to jump in the pool of water, and I made it to the bed and jumped. And when I got halfway through my jump, you would have seen that the X was in midair. I jumped off the bed and died in midair, one step from the life-saving water. So sad. So sad. So, to memorialize, this is our first death, believe it or not. We're 9 episodes in, and it's the first time we've died. To memorialize it, we built a little grave down here. He was a good lad while he lasted. Anyway, interestingly enough, it dropped my mob head. Check that out. That's pretty cool. Oh well. Anyway, back to what we were doing. So I have just run. Let's see. This holds 5 stacks, and I put a stack in here. So this is 6 stacks of cobble through all 3 pulverizers through a triple stack of pulverizers. So this takes it all the way to dust, and this is the results of that. You'll see that there is quite a bit of most resources. There's 64 iron, 63 redstone, etc., etc. And yet my observation about silver still holds here. There's only, what is that? Powdered gold. Not a lot of gold either then. There's only 12 silver here. Lots of bone meal, which I guess is good. We no longer have to rely on bones to get bone meal. But we need silver to make lots of things, and we're just not getting much of it. I'm going to redo, I just want to pull all this out. I wanted you guys to see what the results were. I also had to go up to 8 speed upgrades. With 8 speed upgrades, this is perfectly balanced with the pulverizer with no upgrades. It seems to keep up exactly with that pulverizer. So let's see, this is non-ore stuff. We also we don't need to put our chests. We're getting so out of control storage-wise. All right, let's get our ores up here. Just do ore. That'll make it real easy to spot the ones that are ores and the ones that aren't. And then we can put the rest of this stuff down here in the non-stacking. I guess we're going to throw bone meal in there for now because I just don't have another place to put it. Sort that one and sort this one, and yay, we're starting to come along. We still only have a single yellorium. We need more yellorium. I would like to get to big reactors sooner rather than later, but you know, it's just going to take a while. So what else have we been doing? The first thing we want to do here is rearrange this stack. Now that we've got, that's not going to work there. Let's do. So I prefer to build like a vertical mining stack. So there is the sieve, and then we put 1, 2. This is going to be all the way down to dust in this first stack. So we need to rearrange these. We will input from the top or from the side, and then we will send this export to the bottom. We'll have to deal with the secondary. So obviously on this one we want to import from the top, export to the bottom, import from the top, export to the bottom. And the reason we did the side on this one is so that we can continue to do what we're doing right now, where we stick our hopper on the side and fill it up. And then we need to put our speed upgrades back in here. So if we toss a couple of these in there, it will do nothing just yet except use the power that it already had because we need to get power up the back. So I just want to get that started so that we can see it work. That goes down, that goes down, that goes down. And we should see essentially that this always seems to be working, but there never appears to be anything here. So see, there was no gap there. So that means 8 speed upgrades balances this with the pulverizer right above it. Alright, let's grab, I've also made, we'll see when we're over there just a second, some additional duct work. Let's grab some, where's power? That's fluid duct. We need flux duct. There's our flux duct. We'll run power to the backs of these. 1, 2, 3. That should power them up. They should be powering back up now. Yes, yes, and yes. Excellent. And then this will sit here and do its thing. Now we will also need to deal. Do we have any secondary? So we've already gotten a secondary dust here. So obviously when we are manually placing stuff and breaking it with a hammer, and then packaging it and breaking that down with the hammer and packaging that, we get bonus material. To compensate for the fact that we're not getting that bonus material with the hammer, the pulverizer produces a secondary output. So we've essentially produced 3 extra dust that will produce ores and such, right? That's all fine and great at this stage, but when we are pumping cobble from this setup directly into the top of this, and this thing is running 24/7, 365, we will not need. Well, what will happen is very quickly this slot will fill up, and the moment that the secondary slot fills up, it will stop producing. Period. There are 2 ways for us to deal with that. One, we can pump the excess back out, so we could change our flux duct here over to, I believe it's fluctuating. It's a duct. We know that much. I think it's like fluctuating item duct right here. Fluctuating item duct carries both power and items. You'll see that it transfers redstone flux and it transfers items. And then we could pipe the secondaries out the back like that, and then put some hoppers or put some barrels or something back here to collect the excess. I'm just going to turn that back off. So that any secondary that got made just got pushed out and then stuck in a barrel back there. And that's doable, I suppose. We could also just stick a barrel on the side here and then tell it to send the secondary directly out to a barrel. That's also doable. And we may actually do that for this stack because that would help us produce some. We need sand occasionally to smelt into glass, that sort of thing. So it might not be a horrible thing to have a barrel sitting here filling up. The other option is there is an augment. I believe it is this one, nullification chamber. Yeah, simply destroys excess secondary outputs. So if this ever fills up when it gets to 64, when it tries to produce a 65th one, it simply destroys it. This would also serve us for when the barrel filled up. If the barrel ever filled up, sitting here, then this would fill up, and then the next thing that was produced, would try to go to 65 again, would also get nullified. So we may use a combination of the two. We may stick a barrel on the side to catch the secondary outputs, and eventually make a nullification chamber to get rid of any excess. Now, that has to go into a augment slot. The basic pulverizer only has 3 augment slots, and they come already filled up. The redstone circuit integration, this allows the machine to be turned on and off with redstone. If we remove that, you'll see that whole tab disappears. We don't control any of these machines with redstone anyway. They're always on because they only actually run when there's work to be done. If there's work to be done, we want them working, period. So we can pull this one out and lose nothing by doing that. So if we build the nullification chamber, we can absolutely just pull out the redstone control and put the nullification chamber right there in that spot. Okay, guys, we are running really short on time, and there's one thing that I want to build off screen between our next sessions because of something we need. So I am going to come over here and build a chamber. I'm probably going to move our dark room spawner up here between episodes as well. You guys saw me build that one, so there's really no need for me to build its replacement on screen. I think I'm going to come in 1, 2, probably come to here, and then this one used to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there and there. So it'll be here and here. And then we need to go up. We need to be able to walk under it. So there's 1, and then it needs to be 3 tall. 2, 3, 4. Let's not fall off here. So 1, 1, 2, 3. Then we'll connect these. And what we're going to do, we are now up high enough. Ooh, we're right at. We may actually be up too high. We're at Y64 here, and I think squid will only. We need ink, is what I'm thinking, and we may actually be too high for squid to spawn. I'm going to build this and put water in here. So this will be 3 deep water, 2 by 5 wide. And we'll see if squid spawn. If not, we may have to put it down there, and we may end up having to leave that pad down there in the dark forever, just so that we've got water that is low enough for squid to spawn. But I'll do that off screen and test it over the coming hours and see how it works out. If it doesn't work, I will just pull this down and move it down there. But I will go ahead and move the darkroom spawner up here. I think this pad will be okay for that. For now, at least, Our major crafting stuff is done right here. We could have gone ahead and thrown this in there. Let that be working. Our major crafting area, we spend most of our time right here. So the darkroom spawner sitting over there would at least spawn and hold mobs for us to come kill. One more thing before we call it an episode, because we are very quickly running out of time. Grum mentioned that he thought that he had read that pumpkins were a better produce for creating dirt than either the wheat that I was using or the sugarcane that I was using. So I did some 10-10-10 seeds for pumpkins. You guys have seen me do that. And then did a test. So if we pull out this dirt and we put in 1 wheat, we see that that goes to 8%. Okay, so that means we got to have what, like 12 wheat to do a single dirt. If we come down here and do sugarcane, we see the same thing. It takes whatever number it takes for wheat, it takes the same number for sugarcane. However, if we come down here and do pumpkins, it goes to 16.7%. So it's actually more than double the effectiveness of either wheat or sugarcane. So I managed to, I ran out of wood, and we have a problem with that as well, in that I planted the 2 rubber trees we got, but our axe will not harvest these, so I will have to upgrade our axe. You guys saw me upgrade the pickaxe, so I'll probably do that off screen as well. But I did manage to, I ran out of wood, doubling down to, or extending our seeds down to this point. But these work very, very well for making our dirt, so I had switched over to pumpkins for doing dirt, just because they're so much more efficient at doing that. And I think we need to get another stack of these built. We actually need 2 more stacks. One that is only 2 tall. So this one does dust. This one is sifting dust, sieving dust. Uh-oh. Where's that? Where'd he come from? No! Oh, no, this is not good at all. Come here, let me punch you in your face. So obviously we need to go over there and light that up, right? We'll deal with that in a moment. I will deal with that in just a moment, and we will not die. No, no deaths. Where is my bow? Fastest way to deal with him will be this way right here. Hey, hold still. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Come on, are you not going to die? Oh my goodness, there he is. Fastest way to deal with him, and then let's throw a torch up here on these walls. I think if we just get it in the center near the top, that will probably be sufficient. So anyway, I will upgrade our axe. I'm not going to go like all the way to cobalt or anything silly like that. I just need to get it up high enough that it can actually chop the rubber trees, so we can get our rubber tree manufacturing started. Next episode, we're probably going to try to automate to some extent. We would need no, we've got to move forward. We've got to move forward with the Signalum crossbow so that we can go deal with the Wither boss. We have got to have the Ring of Flight. Got to have the Ring of Flight very soon. Alright guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I think it's been a very productive episode, and I look forward to seeing you next time.